Ready when you are. Yeah, because I don't see it on my screen here. Ready when you are.
Okay, close it out and then like turn it off and then turn it back on.
You're listening to the sounds of The Wait, the world according to Eli.
You are now tuned in to the #1 podcast in the world, The Wait, the world according to Eli. Music, sports, video games, and culture. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the host of our show, Mr. Eli.
Yo, what's going on? It's The Wait. I'm your host, Eli. We're live.
In the flesh.
We're in the flesh. It's the finals. We got the Warriors versus the Cavaliers. We got Pusha T versus Drake.
Ooh.
And we got some Deadpool news because we went to go see the Deadpool movie too.
Ooh.
And yeah, let's get it.
Let's get it. What up, podcast world? Welcome to another episode of The Wait, the world, according to Eli, music, sports, video games, and culture. Yeah. So what's going on, young man?
I'm good. I'm rocking. I'm excited.
So you are excited. Why are you excited?
Because we did our job. My bad.
Oh, you barely did your job. So let's not jump the gun. Let's not jump the gun.
Wait.
Let's not jump the gun.
Wait a second. You saying? Okay. Yeah.
I mean, let's not jump the gun. Let's talk Eastern Conference Finals first.
No, but I am excited because we did our job.
Yeah.
We did our job.
Sure.
Houston was talking a lot to do out the season. And
they were.
And it looked like they was about to back it up.
They were.
Few things went our way, a few things went their way, you know, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
So what's good?
Not much. I'm rocking. I'm excited that you guys made it. I'm excited that we made it. So we got part 4. I like this because I wanted to see you at least one more time.
Oh boy, listen. Okay, let me rewind the tape.
At least one more time.
Let me rewind the tape first. Talk Eastern Conference Finals.
All right.
Now, the Eastern Conference Finals kicks off. You have a young Boston team facing the veteran Cavaliers team, but the Cavaliers the narrative with the Cavaliers was that LeBron wasn't getting no help.
Right, and Jason Tatum was looking good throughout the whole playoffs.
The whole playoffs, and what Boston was doing was playing as a team.
And Al Horford was their leader.
He was spearheading the action. Right? So with that being said, Boston posed a great threat to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think with Irving not being even they
those are the sub narratives.
Right. And they pose a good threat even with or without Irving.
Right, because young teams like that, sometimes the coach becomes the star. So Brad Stevens was steering the ship.
Right, and it was basically Brad Stevens, like we said, versus LeBron James.
Right.
And the first 2 games, you could see he was kind of out-coached. I think it was a little bit of out-coaching and just a little bit of I'm at home.
Well, I think game 1, LeBron only scored 15 points. I thought game 1, LeBron was playing possum.
Right.
Trying to figure out just what it's sort of like Colin Cowherd said recently.
Right.
All 8 Super Bowls that the Patriots been to, they only scored 3 points in the first quarter.
Right. Right.
That's 2 games worth of quarters. They only scored 3 points. Why? Because their whole thing is
they don't like to show their hand right
seeing
away.
what you did. So I kind of felt LeBron, because LeBron can score 15 points without even trying.
Right. And he only had I think 3 assists.
Yeah, so I felt he was playing possum, trying to figure out what Boston was going to do, where they was going to bring the doubles from.
And then Boston just played really well at home.
And Boston was undefeated.
They were 9-0
at home. Well, they were 6-0 at the time.
Right.
Right? Yeah, so they were 6-0 at the time. So game 1 went to the Celtics easy.
Game 2, y'all clearly should have won that because LeBron went off the next night and had 42 points.
42 points.
I believe 10 assists and 15 rebounds.
Yeah.
They lost.
And they lost. And then I started getting worried at that point.
Right. But when we talked about their Boston's road record, and you said that they were 1-4, I didn't think it was gonna blossom to 1-6.
Right. Well, I knew they was
or 1-7.
I knew that they couldn't win on the road, but the way they had won game 2, that means LeBron shot his shot.
Right.
And they still beat him.
Right.
So I said, this is going to be interesting because Jaylen Brown is playing like a star. Tatum is playing like a star. Marcus Smart is gritty.
Yeah.
He's a poor man's Draymond Green, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Terry Rozier was playing out of his mind.
Yeah, for the first 2 games.
Yeah, for the first couple of games at home.
We'll talk about him.
I thought Marcus Morris was solid. I thought Al Horford.
I think we feel like he outplayed Tristan.
Yes, and Al Horford was the anchor.
Right.
And then they had the coach out there scheming after LeBron and them lost the first 2 games. Now, I'm of the mindset the series don't start until somebody lose at home. But I was saying, how's this going to work? So we get to Cleveland.
Right.
And we handle that business. We win the first game by 30.
Right.
We eke out the second game by maybe 12 or 13.
Right.
And then there's the swing game.
Right.
And this is game 5. And I thought at this point, because initially I was saying, I'm a LeBron fan since he came into the league. But I was saying, I don't want to see him go back to the finals and lose to Golden State. We'll get to that in a minute. Mm-hmm. So I was saying this will be a perfect time to play hard, right? And bow out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And game 5 kind of became a little blurry because at first, like, it was kind of back and forth.
Oh, no, that's the game 5 when LeBron was tired.
Oh, that's right.
The narrative was he was tired.
That's right.
I started.
Now, he wasn't physically tired because physically,
he looked mentally and physically tired. And I found that to be a little strange.
Right.
Because rarely do you see LeBron do that. So I wasn't sure if this was the setup. He's setting it up. He's going to go home.
But then I knew as well, he didn't want to lose on their home court.
I wasn't too sure. I said maybe the narrative will be Boston will win game 5. He'll go home, put on a good show, and either lose.
Because before game 3 of our finals last year, he hadn't lost a game like 6 until 2015.
Right.
So I'm like, going into that, he's not going to lose on his own court. I just didn't see it happen, which meant we knew we were going to get a game 7. I just thought that they were going to go into Boston for that game 5. I'm talking about Cleveland. And scratch that one out, and then just close them out in game 6.
When that didn't happen, I knew, it obviously became the only way they can win the series was in 7 games.
Right.
And what I needed to see, because I still thought LeBron was going to tank.
Right.
And just say, it's not my fault. You see what I'm playing with, and let Boston go deal with the Warriors.
Right.
But the way LeBron played in game 6, 46 minutes, really,
10 blocks.
1 short of a triple-double. He had 35, 12, and 9.
Right. Rozier somehow hit 7 threes.
Yeah, Rozier went off in that game.
And brought them kind of closer.
So it began to me to say, okay, maybe LeBron is going to try to win this.
Right.
So, still doesn't guarantee he's going to win.
And also, as well, on the other series, Golden State was down 3-2. Which to me, his mindset had changed at that point.
Right.
Because he was like, oh, snap.
Maybe Houston has a chance to win this.
Right. I would rather take Houston, and then on top of that, Chris Paul wasn't going to be playing for 6 and 7.
Absolutely.
So he's like, okay, I can take James Harden with this squad.
With this squad, I can take James Harden. So he figured, let me go in. He played all 48 minutes.
And the only downside to the kind of like game 6 and game 7 is your games was before ours.
So he couldn't. So he had to strike first.
Right.
Right, because if it was the other way around,
he would have waited.
If Golden State had won and was in the night before, he might have tanked.
Right.
He might have been like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this again.
Right.
Right. So with that being said, he pulls it out because Boston is inexperienced.
Right.
And it showed. They started launching up these threes.
Right.
It showed,
especially in games 7 and 8 and the
6 and 7.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about game 7 in particular.
Okay. Right.
Marcus Morris missed the 3. Rozier got it right back.
They were all missing threes.
He missed the 3.
They fell in love with the 3, and LeBron dictated pace, as he does.
Right.
And he began to execute on a level.
And y'all was down by 12 going into like the third quarter.
Oh no. We was down by
in the second quarter, I'm sorry.
Right, the second quarter. We were up going into the third quarter by I think 5.
Right. But in the second quarter, y'all were down by 12, and I'm like, okay, if they go on one more like big run, which is a normal home run.
Yeah, if they go for the home stretch run.
And then I'm like, okay, wait, they're not scoring now, and then like LeBron's like, okay, I'm gonna take advantage of this. All right, well, shoot.
So LeBron wins. Clap that up.
Now I'm going to tell you my point of view. You just told me.
I just gave you.
You gave me your point of view.
The
from
Eastern Conference view.
So
now
I'm gonna give you my point.
I'm gonna toss it over to you. You give me the Western Conference.
Side note: I thought that once Cavaliers got in, I knew we had a shot to get in our Game 7.
And what was your thinking behind this, young man?
I feel like once they because I was like, if my thinking was, look, if Boston wins Game 7. That means, okay, they're trying to get us both out of here.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So, just to have a different variety.
Right, just to have a different right, exactly. And then they got in, so I'm like, okay, now we kind of got a shot. I don't think it's going to be as, like, one-sided as, like, Houston's going to blow us out or, you know, they're going to, it's going to be, like, a new era of, like, where it's Houston versus...
So take me back to Game 1. This is what I'm saying. I just gave you a 10-minute spiel. Yeah, so take me back to game one. And what happened and what your feeling was.
Game 1, it was in Houston. I think automatically when the game started, Green set the tone. With the push of James Harden.
He pushed James Harden. He mushed him.
And that kind of, on top of that, his teammates did not come to his defense right away when they're normally supposed to.
I took note of that. I sure did.
I think for the first whole the first half, they didn't have a defender to guard Kevin Durant because he got every shot he took. And it just looked pretty, and it's just like, yo, I can't, like, they can't guard me.
And this became the narrative for, if this is what it's gonna be,
right?
Y'all in for a long series,
right? Y'all
or short series,
right? Or short series, right? And I think defensively in the second half, we kind of put into our third quarter mode.
Right.
Where like Steph got a steal, threw it, take it down, dunked it, and then he kind of just got a hand. But I will say, Chris Paul did bring them back with his tempo and his pace and slowing down. In game one.
Yeah. But didn't y'all win by 30 in game 1?
No, we won by 13.
Oh, okay,
that was a grinder type of a thing.
Got you.
We won that one by 13. Game 2, the pressure was on Houston because they had just basically lost home court advantage.
Right. And they knew if they went down 0-2,
it was going to be a wrap.
Going into Oakland,
it was going to be a wrap.
It was going to be a wrap.
And Chris Paul just ran off. We couldn't have it. We couldn't put anybody on him to really slow him down, and it just helped James Harden relieve some pressure, and
shouldn't the light be this? Okay, yeah.
All right, yeah. It just helped him relieve some pressure because now he got some like help.
Right.
And and also because James Harden had like a good 26 points. 6 rebounds.
But it was like a pedestrian.
PJ Tucker got a lot of rebounds.
Oh, that was the game. PJ Tucker.
Real quick, somebody asked you, I think it was fixed.
The way they missed a lot of calls.
Yeah, in game 6 and 7.
In game 6 and 7 did make me raise my eyebrow because
absolutely
James Harden kept going to the basket. These were calls he was getting all season long, and for some strange reason, the referees were swallowing whistle.
Right.
It was a little strange.
Here's the thing, though, too. In playoffs, isn't the officiating kind of more like less?
No, the officiating is more consistent. So that means, don't get me wrong, if you're going to call it, call it. And some of these fouls were blatant. We were sitting there watching like, dude, that's a foul.
Right.
You know, you got this. Now, some of them was Harden flopping, shooting the three and flailing his head back.
Right.
You know, same way Steph Curry does that.
Right. But I feel like also, don't they allow it to get a little bit more physical?
No, the physicality, I didn't have any problem with. I just had a problem with shooting the three. You going up to shoot.
We mainly had a problem with the Klay Thompson consistent ones.
Right. It was a couple. It was 3 in a row in
Right.
Game 7 that made me go, that's 10
Right.
points right there. Because one of them went in and he got fouled and they waved it off. And I just thought that was a little weird.
Yeah,
so.
but I definitely think it was fixed.
Some of it had to be, and now we have to wonder if it was fixed, for what purposes was it fixed? But continue on. Game 2.
Game 2, and then we just looked lethargic. We just kind of like, we were going to get in that game.
Right, like y'all look a little disinterested.
Right. So, game 3, we're back at home. I knew we were going to win that game. Now, my mindset before the series had started was, look, we got to win one of these 2 road games, win both our home games. Now we up 3-1. Give them game 5 or whatever, or unless we want to really destroy them.
And just close them out in 6.
And either close them out in 6.
And I'm going to be honest. After the first 3 games, even though y'all was up 2-1, I said this series is not going more than 5 or 6 games. It's impossible.
Right.
You know?
Right. Now, game 3, we kind of just like toyed around with them to me in the first half and kind of kept it close. And then we just kicked it into the third gear in the third quarter. Went on our big run. Steph got shimmy in. And
that's when started introducing the shimmy.
Right, and then that's when he hit a bunch of threes and then, blah, 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 blah. But another big piece that kind of switched the series back over to Houston.
The narrative changed.
Was Iguodala got hurt.
Yes.
He had because he knocked knees.
Some bone spurs in his knee.
And he had knocked knees with James Harden.
Right. Too. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, and in my head, I'm thinking, game 4, I don't care if he's playing or not, we're still gonna win that game.
Right. And y'all was up by 12.
We was up by 12 in game 4 2 times. The first quarter, it was 12-0.
Right. Y'all came out the gate strong.
And then it was 82-70 after our extra third quarter run that we need to do.
Right.
Chris Paul came off the bench and completely shut that down, like, really quickly. He got a quick 2, played defense, got a 3, played defense, did out to either PJ Tucker or Trevor Ariza, and got another 3 and brought them right back into the game.
Yeah, my man Gemini Keys, I noticed the conversation lately has been about all the hate LeBron receives. I want to hear you break down about the King James. What is that really about? I will get to that in the 30 seconds.
Right. And they just brought them back. He carried them that game 4.
Right. Yes,
and
he did.
We started, and then my dynamic duo, not in Curry, but I'm talking about in Curry.
And that was a critical game because it gave them back home field advantage. So it made it a very short
best
series.
out of 3.
Best out of 3.
And 2 of the games is in Houston.
Absolutely.
And Kevin Durant, he only scored 12 points in the fourth quarter.
And no assists. He was reverting back to
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma City, where he takes the ball, he don't pass.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And but in my head, because we had one game, I'm like, okay, it's a tie ball game.
Right.
Like, that's really nothing. We can go into Houston for game 5.
Absolutely.
Grind that out, and so game 5 starts. I'm a little nervous because you can just feel the intensity.
Yeah, it was a very intense game.
And it was and for like 3 quarters we played championship basketball.
Right.
Completely championship. And then in the fourth quarter, Chris Paul had awoken.
So this is the narrative. All of a sudden, Chris Paul, the longer the series seemed to go,
right, the better he got.
And
I was disappointed. Well, I feel like this was a good call by like the Warriors for not playing Iguodala. But I just feel like we needed him for one of those.
Yeah, one of them key stops or something. He could have came through.
And then in the fourth quarter,
and then he started hitting pump threes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into. Curry and Thompson played excellent defense. Just shoots over them and just like one of the shots was just so far and it just fell.
Is that the one when he shimmied back in?
That was the
Steph
one.
Curry's face.
Steph Curry's face.
Yeah.
And you could see that Chris Paul really wanted it.
Yes, he wanted this extremely.
And he wanted to be he wanted to be Stephen Curry in particular.
Absolutely, because he put Steph on the floor a couple of times.
Right.
Because he never forgot what Steph did to him,
day,
crossing him up. So he put him on the floor a couple of times.
And the shots that he was making was just pissing me off.
And then with 22 seconds left in the game or something,
and we're still keeping it close,
he goes up for a shot. He misses.
and he pulls his hamstring.
Right, and it's not one of them.
Wow.
It's not one of them light ones. Now
we have a sad sound effect. No.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. But throughout the series, he was kind of tweaking it because
he had heard it. I think in the last game
against Utah. That game 5.
But it was tweaked. But the pressure.
And then he tweaked it a little bit more in game 1 or game 2.
Right, because these are stress-filled games.
And you know we're gonna make a run, and we're gonna.
These are adrenaline-filled games, guys. And at that point, I knew it was over. But I said, because I knew they're gonna go back to Oakland, and Oakland's gonna win Game 6.
Yeah.
Even though for a minute it looked like Houston was gonna win.
Right.
Right.
Right. Because we were down to 17.
But that magical third quarter for Golden State. I don't care how bad Golden State plays in the first half.
Yeah.
When they come out for that third quarter,
I don't know, and
it's like they're a different team.
I don't know what Steve Kerr and Ryan, because Ryan's our defensive
coordinator.
I don't know what they really be telling them.
Whatever they're telling them, they come out of that third quarter juiced and charged and ready to go. And if most teams could just withstand the first 6 minutes of it,
right,
you have a chance.
You're absolutely
so
fine.
They went from being up 17, talking about Houston Rockets, to down 15.
Right.
At the end of the third, it was like a 25-point swing. I had never seen nothing like this before. And then the rain.
And then Clay just started
raining from the sky. Clay is my guy. I don't like the Golden State Warriors, but Clay is my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he just goes about his business. And so then we set up a Game 7.
And first and foremost, I was not sure on the status of Chris. Because
I knew he was out. I knew he was out.
And he could probably play. Because I didn't think it was. I thought it was just like kind of one of them.
If it was a grade 1, Malcolm, which one is worse, grade 1 or grade 2? Is it go up? That's worse.
Yeah, it goes. Yeah.
If it was a grade 1, you figure maybe they can shoot him up with something, kind of loosen it up.
Right.
He had a grade 2 strain, and I knew that the minute they say stuff like, "We'll let you know at game time," I had already know that's a psychological thing. You don't want either he's gonna play or he's not. Only 2 choices anyway.
Right.
But I had a feeling he would not play. But this is my narrative. I said this is the perfect opportunity for James Harden,
to take over.
Because all 6 games he'd been pedestrian,
except for the first game because he scored 41 points.
Yeah, but he scored 41 points in a loss. And he had scored 41 points in all game 1s of the playoffs.
Right.
Or 40 points. So he comes out the gate strong, and then he can't get it done.
And I think on top of the game 6 and game 7, which we'll get into real quick, they looked fatigued. Because
Chris
Paul wasn't out there.
And D'Antoni's only playing 7 players.
Only playing 7 players. And it's the same format. ISO ball, shoot a 3 at the last second.
Now, I will say this: the first half of that game, for the people out in the chat, if you saw
game 7,
they looked like they was ready to go to the finals.
Right.
They getting every loose ball, every rebound behind the back passes.
It looked like it was 10 versus 5.
Yes, they were.
The way that they were stealing every possession.
And sometimes home court could be just enough to get you over the top.
Right.
My concern was, first of all, they blew a lot of calls, but they didn't start blowing them until the second half, and I'll get into that in a minute for my conspiracy theorist. Right. My concern was, would James Harden, knowing that the third quarter is the death quarter, would he control pace?
Right.
Would he slow it down? Would he go to the free throw line? Would he make sure they got a quality shot? And the answer to that question was absolutely not.
Right.
He came out, boop, 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 behind the back, through the legs, behind the back, through the legs, shot, miss.
Right. And also, I feel like they kind of got a little too comfortable with that 11-point lead.
11 points ain't nothing.
Because throughout everything that they were doing in the first half, and the first 6 threes that they had took, and Eric Gordon was going inside making every layup, we was only down 11.
And that's what you tell, and that's what a championship coach tells the championship team. As bad as we played, we down 11. You know what 11 is? 2 threes, a foul here, a steal here, and we back in the game.
Right, and that's what Steve Kerr told them, and that's what Clay and Draymond Green were telling everybody else. Like, yo, we got this.
We got this.
And it seemed like Mike D'Antoni did not change his format at all going into the second half. Like, granted, the threes were falling, but you don't, because if you you don't miss 27 consecutive threes.
Right, and they didn't miss 27 in a row.
27 in a row, and they went 7 for 44.
Here's the thing. They said the odds of you missing that many threes was 1 in 72,000. I'm going to repeat that. The odds of going 1 for 30, because they only hit 1 3 in the second half of the game.
Right.
They put up 33s. That's some voodoo for you right there. You got a better chance of being struck by lightning than missing 30 or 29 threes.
Right.
So that in itself, with all the conspiracy that went on and the no fouls and the refs eating the whistle.
And there wasn't that many bad fouls where it was
had they made, I'm going to be modest, 6, if they had went 6 for 30, that's 15 points. Guess what? They win. So one thing I will say, the referees have the ability to control the game but so much.
Right.
If you outright beat the other team, it's only so much the ref can do.
Right.
And every look they had, instead of adjusting their games, they kept shooting. You live by the 3, you die by the 3.
And Chuck on TNT said a good point. It's like, dude, you can't, like, I understand I worked in the first half, but how did you go to your coaching staff and be like, okay, we're going to up that up?
And take it to a whole nother level. Just keep firing. Because, listen, I've seen this happen for the people on a little bit of age on them. When the Knicks played the Houston Rockets in '94, I believe John Starks was 1 for 17 or 2 for 19. Right. And people kept telling Pat Riley, why do you keep letting this dude shoot? Because Pat Riley was just saying, I'm assuming the next one is going to go down. And it didn't. And they missed that game. Olajuwon tipped the ball on John Stockton's last 3 with his pinky to block it, and the Rockets win the series. So that's how, crazy that gets.
And if you would have told me in a game 7 in Houston, they would have went 7 for 44 and missed 27 consecutive 3-pointers, I would have been like, you are out of your mind.
Out of your mind. Any questions in the chat there, Mal?
I can't see him on the.
Oh, okay. Stephen Curry's wife to Whoop Duper. She did make some comments about the NBA being fixed 2 years ago.
Right.
And they shut her down for that because
shut down immediately.
We understand there's a narrative, an over-narrative and an under-narrative of sports. And, the referees can pretty much, if they want to call a game, because they really can call a foul on almost every play. Or they can let the guys play. They can look the other way. I just thought against James Harden, if this was the regular season, he'd be at the free throw line. They took that power away from him.
And I also noticed, sorry to cut you off, but he's not a good mid-range shooter.
Well, it's either he goes to the basket, and he's left-handed, so he has the left-hand scoop.
Right.
I thought y'all did a really good job of contesting.
Because he only made, I think he was...
Oh, he missed, at one point in game 3 and 4, he had missed 12 straight threes.
Right.
And he didn't adjust his game.
Right.
So, and I do think, and me and Eli battled about this all day in our meeting this morning before we did the show.
Right.
He tells me if Iguodala was there,
absolutely,
that this series would have been over in 5 or 6.
Absolutely.
I disagreed and said if Paul was there for 6 and 7, the Rockets win this game because one thing Chris Paul is a pure point guard. And he knows how to dictate pace, slow the game down. Let us get a good shot. He knows how to get in the referee's ear. He does all of those magical things. Now, Iguodala.
Now, I can't. No, don't get me wrong. You're absolutely right about that. But you can't tell me that if I don't have one of my top 2 best defenders with the death lineup.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Tell me we can't. We're not gonna not win because he didn't play game 4. I thought he did play game 4. I look back on it. He didn't play game 4.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me we don't win that game and then we either.
But here's my
fight
point.
For game 5 or we...
Defense wasn't the issue. Y'all had for the first
time... No, but
time...
offensively, too, he makes wide open threes that Cook ain't supposed to be taking.
I understand, but you still had 4 All-Stars. 4. 3 future Hall of Famers in Kevin Durant, Clay, and Steph. And Draymond might make it in. I don't know. So you still have 4 active All-Stars, and Houston had 1. So, with that being said, the odds, you're going to see the same thing in the next series as we talk about LeBron James going against four All-Stars in Golden State. And so, let's clap it up that you guys made it. Let's clap that up. So, the stage has been set, ladies and gentlemen. For the 4th year in a row, we get the Cleveland Cavaliers going against the Golden State Warriors.
Side note, what's the owner's name?
Dan Gilbert.
No, the Rockets owner. Daniel Morey? Daniel.
Okay.
I have his name.
The owner for the Rockets.
Yeah.
What he said, so we'd love to get that 1 seed. We win, blah, 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 blah.
Nah, I just think his name. Look for his name.
Oh, his name is Daryl Morey.
Yeah, Daryl Morey. Okay, yeah, I said it right.
Yeah, Daryl Morey. What about him?
Yeah, he just, I like the confidence, kid.
Oh, well, he put
Yeah,
pressure on his boys.
He definitely did, and he definitely improved. Like, he definitely impressed me with that.
They were right there. I mean, they couldn't miss that many shots again if they tried.
Right. I just really want to quickly say, don't poke the sleeping giant.
Yeah, don't poke the bear. So now we have the series where LeBron James
goes to his 9th overall,
8th straight NBA Finals. Let's clap that up.
Did he tie Bill Russell?
Yeah, but Bill Russell and them did that in the 60s when it was only like 11 teams in the league.
No, I didn't ask you for that. I said, did he tie it?
It don't count, though.
Yeah, that don't count.
No, I'm just asking if he tied it.
Because you already throwing shots, okay?
Yeah,
so here we go.
I
Don't throw them
happen.
subs, all right? Now, the narrative is this. LeBron has got a team of nobodies. I think me, you, and a couple other people can play with LeBron. I can give LeBron 12 points.
I can get fouled every time.
You can get fouled every time, trip somebody with your walker, bust somebody's knee up or whatever we going to do, right? And we can make the finals. That's how good LeBron James is at what he does. Right. LeBron doesn't get enough credit for keeping his body in the condition he does. He spends millions of dollars on that.
Every year.
And the fact that now he is the quarterback out there. He's seen every defense. Right. He knows not only his team's plays, he knows your team's plays. Right. You know what I mean? So he understands it's a mind game. The game is not physical for LeBron anymore. Physically, he will still demonstrate his prowess, but the game is all mental. Now, there comes a point when you are a grandmaster basketball player, Michael Jordan was there, Magic Johnson, Bird, where you can see things developing. But with that being said, he is facing a team that he just won't have enough to get the job done. Now, me and Malcolm have a bet with Eli. He's spotting me 2 games. So right now, I'm up 2 games. If Cleveland wins 2 games, I win $50. Let's clap that up. I think that's a good bet. Since Eli thinks they're going to get swept.
Or beaten 5, either one.
If LeBron wins the final, is it fixed? Whoop duper.
No. Well, hold on.
Dude, if LeBron wins this finals...
No, okay, wait, no.
I'm a LeBron fan, and I'm still going to be like,
okay.
What?
Okay, first and foremost, y'all both think he going to possibly win it anyway.
No, we don't.
Yes, you did.
No, we don't.
Yes, you do. Both of y'all was mad confident earlier before the cameras...
We were saying it would be crazy if he won.
Time. Right before we went live,
yes,
y'all were both saying, yo, you know what? I feel different about this year. Something has to be fixed about it.
What? There's the key word. Fixed.
You know what? I'm going to go for Cleveland and blase.
Keeping with Whoop Duper's narrative, I think, first of all, if LeBron beats this Golden State Warrior team...
the conversation is shut
The conversation about who's the greatest of all time is over. I don't want to hear no more about it. With this bunch of role players, he ain't got Kyrie with him. Kevin Love got head injuries.
I technically think he also shut it up before, though, with the 3-1.
No, because, he was only up 3-1, and he had Kyrie Irving, and he had a little squad.
But do you know how big of a, upset that was for,
But now y'all added Kevin Durant. Sure. So if he beats this team with Kevin Durant, I think that
without Kyrie Irving.
Without Kyrie Irving, Bruh. So, I don't know what this is going to lead to, but Eli thinks it's 4 games.
Absolutely, no question.
I think LeBron, just being LeBron, is going to get a game or 2. Now, to answer Gemini Keys, my boy, shout out to Gemini, he was talking about why so much hate on LeBron. It baffles me, King. It really does. This is a man.
It's too many.
I think social media has a lot to do. See, Michael didn't come up in a social media era, so even if you didn't like Michael because he was a nut, don't get me wrong, I watched his career from the very beginning, from the North Carolina shot all the way through the first 7 or 8 years when he couldn't get by Detroit and Boston,
right.
And Scottie Pippen was considered soft, and all of that stuff until Mike finally got it together and started winning. He figured it out. You know what I mean?
I think also, too, there's too many just old heads that just appreciate Michael Jordan more.
Well, Michael has become the epitome. He's become God.
Yeah, basically.
The unreachable,
and nothing you can do or prove can.
Because Jordan was 6-0. Now, if we want to go tit for tat of who LeBron beat and versus who Jordan beat, LeBron beat some pretty stacked teams. And the Spurs and Warriors.
LeBron had way better competition.
That's my point. But he still lost. Now, watch this. If LeBron loses this one, he has more losses, or just as many losses as Jordan has wins.
But we all know we need to at least
Ouch.
remove $3.
Sure, that's for hip-hop purists who understand the game as yourself. Basketball purists. What did I say? Hip-hop?
Yeah, hip-hop.
I don't know what show I'm on half the time. I do a couple of these shows. Right? So, basketball purists, right? Side note, your man Pusha T got at Drake, but we'll get to that in a few.
Yeah, we get that.
Side note, we can go, he shouldn't have been there in 2007.
Right, that one doesn't count. The 2015 one.
The 2015, he went against the Warriors without.
The only one I'm really gonna count is the 2011 one, and that was
in Dallas.
And yeah, that one.
Right. That was
the one we was all.
Even I was rooting against him that year because I didn't like the decision.
Right.
So with that being said, this is a Herculean feat for LeBron. And either they are trying, because look at the year he's had, game-winning shots, 40 points, 7 times, this, that. Either this is the sacrifice. They're going to bring him to this point, and Golden State is going to embarrass him and just kind of end the narrative of that, and then he's going to move on to another team.
Did he lose to San Antonio 3 times? Or just
Twice.
2? Okay, so Golden State would be the only team that he lost to 3 times.
Golden State would be the only team he lost to 3 times.
Okay.
Now, this is a guy who married his high school sweetheart, took his A1 from day ones with him, you know what I mean, from the hood, not just hanging on, gave them positions and jobs, never been in any scandal. He ain't raped nobody. He ain't got caught no gambling scandals and got his father killed on the side of the road for a gambling debt.
Okay.
No, I'm just throwing it out there. That was a bit extreme.
That was the side at the Michael situation.
But I'm just simply saying.
Continue.
This is a guy who donated $41 million to his community.
Right.
So if you want to go to school,
off the court, he's one of the greatest people of all time.
He's involved socially, right?
Because I've never really seen basketball besides him and the Four Horsemen.
Right.
Really
So
go out there and do their thing.
So for someone to do all that, that's what we call keeping it real.
Right.
That's literally the definition of keeping it real, not forgetting where you came from. He ain't marry no blonde head bimbo. He ain't forget about the dudes from his hood. He set his community up to prosper. He did win a chip for Cleveland, his hometown, and the hate continues to grow. Why?
But it's also because
we should be applauding, as I'm doing now. We should be applauding this, in my humble opinion.
And it's also, okay, put it like this, right? It's 2 things to me. Number 1, they can't stand the fact that he keeps doing what he's doing in the East, right? Okay. It's the same thing I compare him to Tom Brady. Because both him and Tom Brady always destroy their division.
And then they make their move.
They always go to the championship and then do what they have to do.
Absolutely.
I feel like that is annoying in terms of, just always going there, blah, blah, blah. On top of that, he's 3 and something. Because if we were able to flip it and he was going to go 6 for 3,
6-3.
You're right, 6-3. It'd be different because like the Tom Brady thing.
Right. With the Joe Montana.
Joe Montana went 4-0, but Tom went to 8 and he won 5.
Right. So that kind of
topped.
It topped him. Right. Not only the fact that I've been to twice as many as you have, but I also won more than you did. So that would end the Tom Brady, Joe Montana.
Right, where it's the opposite for, and then best out of 7 where that one's just like a one.
And that's the one game. I'll take LeBron. Listen, if you skipped all the games and say let's just go to Game 7, LeBron against that Golden State team, I'll take LeBron James. In a 1-game series, I'll take LeBron James. He is that good. He can win 1 game. So Golden State better be very careful. Watch this. Watch this. Golden State better be very careful. If LeBron and them muck it up, make it slow, make it a grind, make it guys getting up off the floor. If the referees allow that to happen and an injury, because I always tell Eli 3 things: you got to be good, healthy, and lucky to win a championship. Good, of course. Health is very critical. You've seen it in the Houston series.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you got to be lucky. You got to get a call or something that goes your way that tips the series. 2-3 years ago, Draymond Green decided to punch LeBron in the ding-ding. And he did that. And as a result of punching him in the ding-ding, he got suspended for Game 5, which was lucky. LeBron dropped 41, Kyrie dropped 41. Next thing you know, the train is on the track, and the momentum switched.
On top of that, the injury to Bogut.
And then you had, good, healthy, and lucky.
Anchor.
Bogut and Iguodala had back issues.
Right. And
That's why
we had three major starting fives that was hurt. Curry wasn't healthy. Iguodala with the back. And
then remember, Iguodala on that play when LeBron blocked it. Yeah. If he had a healthy back, he would have been moving faster.
Right.
And we know J.R. Smith, set it up. But you got to be good, healthy, and lucky.
I don't know where LeBron came from.
Yeah, I don't know where he came out the sky. I swear he was in the bleachers and just blocked that guy's shot.
Yeah.
So, with that being said...
Okay, so...
station identification.
You're listening to the sounds of the wait. The world according to Eli.
Oh, my God. I feel so good today.
Wait a minute. Okay, let me be clear. Eli was about to piss his pants. We sat there watching the game. The first half, he was like, come on. He had his shirt in his mouth. Come on. He was actually trying to win the game from the couch. And then when the third quarter came, because Eli's a big front runner. Once his whole team is a front runner. Once they started hitting a few shots, he was like, yeah, go give me some juice. He had a juice and candy, and he knew because if they didn't make it, I was going to kill him on today's show.
They both was. Because they they hate Golden State with a passion.
We do.
Because here's the thing, right? I was talking to Malcolm about this because, me and Malcolm work out, and Malcolm was so confident that Chris Paul was playing. I said, Malcolm, if he doesn't play, you're screwed, right? And he just doesn't see it. Like, Malcolm is making a bold prediction. What is the bold prediction? Do you have Cleveland winning or something like that? You want to...
I don't know. Maybe.
Listen. I'm just saying they better
both feel confident.
Sometimes Golden State gets disinterested. If they mess around and get disinterested too much.
Yeah, but I feel like...
And the NBA put the fix in because maybe they want to exalt LeBron. Maybe LeBron is the greatest. This would end the conversation. I think even Jordan Paris would go, wait a minute, he beat who? With what? Oh, he's the greatest.
Right. And you can't... And I didn't like the fact that Skip was trying to say that the Indiana Pacers was better than...
Don't listen to Skip. Skip is a LeBron hater.
I'm just using that as an example.
Right.
You can't tell me that any team... You can't put this team besides probably like the Showtime Lakers.
Right. Showtime Lakers may be the closest you can say because you have Magic, Kareem, James Worthy, Byron Scott, Cooper... Michael Thompson,
right.
They had a squad.
Right. No, don't get me wrong. I was disgusted in the first half. But.
And scared. Please add that. You were scared.
Nah, I'll say, very hyper for that. But I also think, once I looked at the score and we were down 11, and I know we can go in our third quarter, burst and run. Because throughout all that, like I said before, we was only down 11, which is nothing to me.
Absolutely.
That's like a really 5-point
And the way they were playing, you would think that they were down 25.
Right. And then we started taking just better care of the ball. We didn't turn it over. I think the whole third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And we started making just better shots than they did instead of trying to shoot a bunch of threes.
Absolutely.
And then once Curry did his thing, Kevin Durant got comfortable, which I will say he was front running on that because when we were down 11, you didn't do anything.
And then as soon as y'all started getting up, let me ask you a question regarding Boston Celtics. Should they trade Kyrie Irving?
Yeah.
Did you see enough from Terry Rozier to say, listen, you got to think about it like this. Kyrie is a polarizing figure, right? He's used to skating and having, doing his thing. To me, Brad Stevens looks like he's more of a system guy. Right. Like, I need you to run my system. Right. But it did appear, obviously we know if Kyrie played in that series, Boston wins that series. But I can also say if the Isaiah Thomas trade had worked out the way it was supposed to be, it would have made it interesting having Isaiah go against Kyrie Irving, and I think they would have offset each other. But with that being said, is Terry Rozier good enough to run the system? Look at what you got. You got Jaylen Brown. You got Tatum. You got Gordon Hayward. You got Al Horford. You got Marcus Smart. You got Morris. Do you need Kyrie?
You got Larkin as a backup to Rozier.
Right, who has happened to be hurt in this series.
Right. Now, I feel like I'm trading him.
Or is he the closer? Can he fit in? Because remember, that's going to create some problems from Terry Rozier anyway. Because Terry Rozier now feels I should get 25, 30 minutes a game, and now you're asking me to get 12 minutes a game.
Here's the thing. I feel like in terms of the closer aspect, they're going to have the Golden State blueprint in terms of we don't really, we'll just run a good play, and whoever gets open takes the shot.
Now, but Kyrie comes from Cleveland where LeBron just gave him the ball. For long stretches of the game.
But that also hurts him because he can't, no, don't get me wrong, he's very, he can make the shot.
Yeah, very crafty.
But I'm not trying to give it to you. If you get double team, I need you to pass it to Tatum or Brown in the corner, are you really going to pass the ball? So
you're saying trade him?
Yeah, because I feel like, first of all, besides.
Oh, how about trade Gordon? He didn't even. We know nothing that he does. No. Dude, he played. He played 30 seconds.
Wait a minute.
We can do without him.
Wait a minute. You do need one of those stars.
And so you picking him over Kyrie?
I'm picking him over
because injuries.
That and Gordon Hayward can ball.
And so can Kyrie.
Listen to my point though.
Okay.
Before you go on that Kyrie standboy.
I miss you, Kyrie. I need you right now, man. That's all I'm really saying, man. I think we could beat Golden State if you was here, man.
Yeah, low key, you ruined you almost ruined this whole thing.
What?
Talking about Kyrie.
Oh yeah.
No, but I feel like Gordon Hayward, that was a freak accident. That's not
no, that's a freak accident. He's not injury prone,
and he can ball.
Oh no, he can ball.
So I feel like
and he's white. He's white. And in Boston, they looking for the next Larry Bird type.
And also, him and Brad Stevens have worked together before, so he knows Brad Stevens' system like the back of his hand. Kyrie doesn't do that. Kyrie doesn't know his job. He did his job, but Kyrie
want to do movies, Uncle Drew. Don't take your kids to see that. It looks terrible.
Right.
Now, I'm only kidding. The kids will probably love it. It's probably fun.
I feel like Terry Rozier showed me that he can be the starting point guard of that team.
If not that team, any team.
The other team. And
I like for if LeBron decides to stay, I like for Cleveland to get him. He's from Ohio.
Right. And I think, honestly,
he's tough.
The Cleveland big stage matchup was just a bad matchup for him because other than the first 2 games, he didn't show up.
Yeah, he had his moments, and then he tried to cock it on LeBron.
Yeah,
and
but Tatum cocked it on him, and then talked
some ish.
Yeah. And I never seen a rookie do that to either LeBron or
that kid right there is gonna be special.
Yeah.
That kid is gonna be special. Him and Jaylen Brown, because I don't know where Jaylen Brown got this jump shot from.
Okay, so now
his jump started coming out the sky.
Okay, so now I'm gonna flip it on you. They need to, if you're Danny Ainge, right? And one of the owners is like, look, I love both of them, but I got to pick one. Who you going with? Because here's the thing for me, right?
Jaylen is my man. I'm his nephew. I'm his uncle.
No,
he don't really, he don't know yet, but I'm his uncle through association. I know his uncle, so
here's the thing.
I'm gonna keep Jaylen, but Tatum is the truth.
Okay, because here's one thing. Tatum offensively is a better offensive scorer, but Jaylen Brown could possibly be one of the best two guards,
Two-way players, yes.
in this league.
Right,
So
I
you gotta
agree.
pick and choose.
His defense is better than Tatum's. Tatum's offense is a little bit better than his. So you got to choose your poison. Whichever
So
you feel.
I mean, what would you more be leaning towards?
It really all depends what I'm gonna get for each one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's pause for station identification, just in case you don't know what you're listening to.
You're listening to the sounds of the wait. The world according to Eli.
All right, Eli, let's get to this heat in the streets, man. I'm hearing some things. I'm hearing Pusha T put out an album.
Yeah, he definitely did.
I'm hearing he threw some subs at my man Drake. I'm hearing my man Drake responded very quickly to this.
Yeah.
Which tells me that he had already had something in the can. And just hot off the press, we hear Funkmaster Flex has debuted the response by Pusha, because we gave him 4 days. Because in Drake's last joint, when he went at Meek, he said, it's been 4 days. So 4 days is now the standard set by Drake to respond.
And he hit the deadline for me, because I gave him until 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and 7:30 tonight, or 8 o'clock, he released the joint.
Okay, so did he? I just need something real quick. Did he drop the diss on Drake on the If You Know No, or if it was the
Infrared, the last song.
Oh, okay, Infrared, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
And he made some comments about it was written.
Yeah,
it wasn't written by you. It was written by Quentin.
No, he said it came from Nas, but it was written like Quentin.
Yeah. Something real slick.
So
and Drake took
side
exception
note,
to that.
This has all started back with Lil Wayne. It started back with Lil Wayne.
Take me back.
Because I think Pusha had like these vape sweaters. And it's like vape. You're right. Vape.
Yeah, some of the joints you got.
Right.
Yeah.
And they didn't like the fact that Lil Wayne was taking style, and then it just kind of started from there.
Okay, so you know,
right.
yeah.
Drake jumped in eventually. I think in 2011.
Or two shots, one shot.
No, yeah, that was like in 2014.
Okay,
that was officially. That's when it officially like
became like heat
kicked off.
Yeah.
So then, first of all, his album is amazing.
Whose album? Pusha T's?
Yeah, Pusha T's.
Yeah, he's talking about drugs. And unless I'm outdated.
I mean, a really.
No. I get it. But to me, that just sounds so outdated. I don't care how clever you talk about it. But the production was dope.
And here's the thing about my generation. We don't know Pusha T.
Yeah, I know.
Can't, like, I never listened to him.
Because I told my daughter, I said, Drake got a new diss record out against Pusha T. She was like, who's Pusha T? So yeah, so I felt the same way about that. Yeah.
So but no, it was a clever line. It was a dope song, and I technically thought that the Quentin line was kind of corny, because this was back when you're bringing up something from 2015,
and we've already passed that.
And he's already destroyed somebody who was already accused him of his
his ghostwriting,
his pen work, and et cetera. And I'm thinking, all right, Drake is pretty much not gonna respond to this. Just throw it under the rug, and then we gotta act like it never even happened.
Right.
And then
but no.
Yeah, Drake dropped
Duddy.
Duppy, right? Duppy, which is Ghost.
Which is a Jamaican ghost.
Jamaican Ghost. Right. Yeah. Why would he choose that title?
Because he's trans Jamaican.
Yeah, he's trans.
Okay, yeah, he is trans.
I guess he's saying like.
Yeah, Drake is trans Jamaican.
He's turning
into a ghost.
He's turning Pusha into a ghost.
Right, and he's everything, dude. He sometimes begins his Cuba, Houston.
Yeah, wherever Drake landed, he make music from that region.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
But and it was mean.
Yeah, it was me.
Like Drake won that. I would say between the two, Drake won the first round.
Well, I didn't even count the first one because it wasn't a diss record.
Right.
Right now,
it was a diss line.
It was a diss line. So Drake's diss record is out, and as soon as we get off the air, we're gonna go in and listen to.
Now we did hear a snippet of.
Nah, it gets more disrespectful
as it goes on. Oh my God.
Yeah.
How long is the song?
I forgot, but
okay. But we heard the snippet.
I heard a minute of it.
Right, we heard a minute of it, and it sounded mean.
It sounded really.
It sounded like, okay, Drake, you got a competition now. Like, this ain't no Meek Mill type of.
And then it brought me back to just like early, like 90s, early
Yeah,
2000 rap. Just disrespectful for the sake of being disrespectful. I got the link. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Well, let me find it
It's
right
called The
now.
Story of Adonis.
So,
And Adonis is Drake's alleged son.
Ooh.
Oh. Wait, you gonna play it right now?
I don't know if I can play it. I don't know if it.
Yeah, no, we'll probably get copyright, my boy.
Oh yeah, let me not even deal with all.
Easy money.
Is this it?
Yeah, we're hearing it now.
It's about to be a surgical summer.
Just gonna give y'all a taste
Chop
of
the
it.
tops
Okay.
off the coupes. The 488. The spider joint. And you know we gotta cut the heads off these snakes, right?
Can y'all hear that in the chat room?
Watch the body drop. Drug dealing aside, ghost writing aside. Let's have a heart to heart about your pride. Even though you're multi, I see that your soul don't look alive. The M's count different when baby divides the pie. Wait, let's examine why your music for the past few years been angry and full of lies. I started at the home front, I'm on one. Dennis Graham, stay off the gram, bitch, I'm on one. You mentioned wedding ring like it's a bad thing. Your father walked away at 5, hell of a dad thing. Marriage is something that Sandy never had, Drake. How you a winner, but she keep coming in last place. Monkey suit Dennis, you parade him. A Steve Harvey suit, nigga made him. Confused, always felt you weren't black enough. Afraid to grow it cause your fro wouldn't nap enough. Since you name dropped my fiance, let him know who you chose as your Beyonce. Sophie knows better as your baby mother. Cleaned her up for IG, but the stench is on her. A baby's involved, it's deeper than rap. We talking character, let me keep with the facts. You are hiding a child, let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing border patrol. Ooh, Adonis is your son, and he deserves more than an Adidas press run. That's real. Love that baby, respect that girl. Forget she's a porn star, let her be your world. Yeah. How dare you put yay in my verses? I'm selfish, I want all of the curses. I'm pre-booking the churches, me versus 3 hearses. If we all go to hell, it'll be worth it. Already aligned with the greats. And on that same note, the only ones I chase are 2 ghosts. Still giving you classics. That's the only thing that dates me. OVO 40, hunched over like he 80. Tick, tick, tick. How much time he got? That man is 666. I got the devil flow, nigga. 666. Surgical summer with it. Snip, snip, snip. And you don't really want it with him. Surgical Summer Volume 1. We gonna take this slow. We just gonna peel it back layer by layer. Yeah.
Okay. God, okay. Okay. Oh God, that's okay.
Shots.
Throughout the whole song, I like the sun verse, but that OVO thing bugged me out.
Ooh.
And to his credit, to Pusha T's credit, you did get personal because you did mention my fiance at the end.
Absolutely.
So now we want it.
So now I'm peeling the scab back.
Not only you got the secrets.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be
okay.
This is on and popping now.
So and Drake now no. Let's not get it twisted as well. Drake, you gotta respond to that.
Yeah, he has to respond.
You got to, because that was mean. That he Pusha matched it.
Mm-hmm.
With the dubbing, he
Absolutely.
matched it.
Absolutely.
With
So now we're gonna see something. If this is what hip hop is, Drake, you are on the clock. You have 4 days. You have 4 days.
You know
Every
what?
4 days, this better pop all summer long.
I'm gonna give Drake maybe an extra day.
Nope. Drake set the standard already. 4 days.
No, I understand that, but
Let's clap that up for Pusha T. Yeah. Got some heat in there.
Oh my God, that sent chills. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. I love the track. Oh.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that was
Ooh.
I love the album. I think it's I have about maybe 6 albums in 2018. This is definitely one of them.
Okay.
I think I'm excited about Kid Cudi's and Kanye West's album. And Kanye West.
I think those drop in the next week or so.
Yeah, well, Kanye drops Friday, and then Kid Cudi drops next Friday.
And don't sleep on Black Thought. He got an album coming out produced by Ninth Wonder. There's going to be some heat on that. Eli, I don't know who Black Thought is.
Who that is.
Yep, that's facts. I do. So we'll get to that now. So let's talk about this Deadpool movie after we get this station identification.
You're listening to the sounds of the wait. The world according to Eli.
So let's talk about this Deadpool movie.
Yeah, Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2.
If y'all haven't seen it yet,
You got to go see this movie.
exit out.
We're not going to do too many spoiler alerts, but it was funny.
Yeah, it was a lot funny in
It
the
was
second one. I
super.
mean, the first one.
As a matter of fact, the trailer for the movie don't do it no justice.
Yeah, which is what I said.
I saw the trailer and was
last
like,
week.
maybe I'll skip that. Me, Malcolm, and Eli went to see that, and we were literally in stitches.
Yeah, and they just basically brought everything up to like the 12th power.
Yes. It became something really, really funny. So he's my superhero. He's my dude because he's street, he hustle, he gutter.
And the one that got me too is the Frozen Mary Poppins song.
He just everything in this movie is well calculated, well thought out.
Yeah.
And it's full of action.
And even the opening credits, which you didn't check.
Right. Some things was going on in the movie, and I'm saying, well, why is Eli laughing? This is a sensitive moment in the movie. And to Eli, I was like, yo, Dad, read the screen. And I started reading the narratives and the subtitles, and it just was...
Yeah, Fox did an excellent job. I think Fox, in terms of Deadpool, is the only movie that they can't really mess up. They messed up X-Men, and side note, he did kind of fix a little bit of the timeline.
Okay, that was funny. You got to see the movie at the end. He just did some things in the timeline. Go see the movie if you haven't seen it. It's funny.
I give it 5 stars. I think they did exactly.
I'll pay to see that again.
Yeah.
I'd pay to see that again. Absolutely.
So okay, real quick. On the Pusha T Drake thing, right?
Yeah.
What are your?
He smoked him.
No. I'm talking about just in terms of like how far. Like I'm gonna give this one more full like round.
To me, it's even right now.
Yeah, it is.
I thought, and if anything, I'm gonna say Pusha took the edge on this one because he went real personal, and it was funny, and it was real, and it was deep. So, but this is what we want. We want to put Drake under some pressure.
Did you see the album cover? The cover art.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, the blackface.
That's a real picture.
Oh, that's a real picture of who?
A real picture of Drake in blackface.
Oh wow.
Oh my God.
And the shirt said Jim Crow.
Yeah. So So here we go. This is about to get crazy.
Yeah.
So Eli, where can we be reached?
We can be reached on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, All Like the Way podcast. Follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And yeah.
And all that good stuff. And with that being said, I'm just Dad.
I'm Eli. The word according to Eli. We will see you guys in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Because we'll just come back after the finals.
Right, because right after the finals, we'll come in
and Warriors in 4. Let's not get that twisted. I want I know y'all ready to pay up.
LeBron in 7. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Peace, and we out of here.